Hi, my name's Omid Daryani. I'm the Senior Brand Manager of the EverQuest franchise. Welcome to the Roundtable. With me today is lead game designer Darren McPherson.
Hello.
And the question we asked this week is, what do you think would most improve a new user experience? And so why did we ask this question? What are we going after?
You know, one of the things I mentioned in my blog post is that, we as developers see the game every day, see the game a lot. And as we go in there, we may miss some things. So very easy to miss things. And so we want to make sure that as new users come into the game is very clear, that what they should be doing is very clear, and they're not confused by things.
Yeah, and I think especially for free-to-play games, that first 5 minutes, that first couple hours playing is so important, right? Because if you don't like the game, or if you don't feel like you understand the path that you're on, a lot of people will just stop playing forever. So we have to catch them early, or we don't get them at all.
Right.
And so let's talk a little bit about how new user experience works. First of all, the poll, I think about 35% of people said more character creation options.
Right.
Which,
Well, I mean, and that's something we're definitely addressing. We're going to have more and more of those. Again, a lot of people were concerned about that, but our concern was definitely when you get into the game, what does it feel like? I mean, even during character create, we want to make sure that the character creation work flows, and we've been polishing and working on that stuff, and we will continue to do so. But when I'm in the game, and I'm now in this broad open world, some people can get confused. They may not know what to do.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, we were talking with Dave Georgeson and Jeff Butler about new user experience for EverQuest Next, which is a little further off. But to recap that briefly, we were talking about having a tutorial zone or a tutorial area, right? Now, Landmark, because we're specifically talking about Landmark here, it's a big open sandbox world. Like, how do we approach? Are we going to approach the tutorial differently in Landmark versus Next?
We will definitely approach it differently. In both games, we won't have a lockstep approach to tutorial. A lot of games do. You can't proceed, you can't push no buttons on your UI until you do this thing. We definitely want to have something more free. In fact, we try not to use the word tutorial about the thing that you will run through in the game. So what we're talking about is a set of achievements that you will do, and we'll guide you in the things as you play the game. We'll just give you hints about stuff you can do, and when you do those things, you'll earn achievements.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, a good example would be you log into the game for the very first time, and you equip your axe. Oh, well, we'll give you a little tip that says, did you know that you could harvest trees with an axe? Well, all right. You go and harvest a tree with an axe, and when you've done that, it'll say, hey, the wood you've collected, you can make items with that. And when you make an item that uses wood, we'll give you an achievement for doing that. Nothing big, nothing major, but we have guided you through how these things work, right? We will tell you, oh, and to craft, you go to a crafting station. Just in case you didn't know, not a big deal. You don't have to do it. It's an open world. You're free to do whatever you want. And these are set up so that you don't have to be funneled down a certain path. You can, if you want to head toward the landmark that you spawned nearby, you can do that, and you'll have a whole new set of tips and a whole new set of achievements.
Right. So always sort of giving you contextual reminders, as you're learning the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's really smart too, because there's nothing I hate more than being locked into that tutorial where I can see all the buttons, but I can't push any of them.
Exactly.
And being a fairly advanced gamer, and I think probably pretty much anyone who's watching this video is a fairly advanced gamer, those tutorials that take too long can be one of those things that causes the dropouts.
Oh, absolutely, and can cause as much confusion as they're trying to remedy.
So I really like this approach. Let us know what you guys think about the approach. And also, I think Darren brought up the most important thing, right? As designers, as the people that are working on this, we're often so close to the game that we'll miss things that we need in the new player experience because we've been playing forever, and we get really focused on what we're doing. So if you notice things in the alpha and then in the closed beta that are that really could use more direction, more explanation, please let us know. Like, continue writing us on the roundtable. Send us a tweet. Anything like that would be wonderful. So thank you guys very much for joining us. Thank you, Darren, for being here.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time on the roundtable.